Okay.
A good old classic combo. The Arnott's not happy about that. Tigreal's not happy about that.
No. So, for Aurora MLBB, so why don't we just go all in the gold lane pressure, in the dominating early game we want to secure for Doming that was denied of him earlier. So that might just be the game plan here for Aurora MLBB. I feel like they're keen on taking the 2-0 and breaking the win streak for the Sonics here, but I'm sure they're going to be putting up a really great fight for all of us who are here right now. So without any further ado, I can't wait as well. Let's throw it over to our casters.
And the streak of the remaining undefeated team for week number 3 hangs in the balance. Will it tip over the side of the Super Family, or will Aurora's light shine brighter and conquer Fanatic Onic PH? Once again, welcome to the English Desk. My name is Ingan. Alongside me is Naisu.
Yes, sir.
Naisu Renegade.
That's exactly what I was going to point out here. I love that Renmar mentioned it. We've gone from Hitman to Heelman to Wingman and now to Eggman.
Renegade again, the captain of Aurora, flexing his versatility. And I don't know if you remember, but a while ago, during his interview, he said that it's hard to be a captain because at the end of the day, these are your friends that you have to discipline, you have to command.
Yeah.
So again, still, Renegade is showing that he's capable of leading Aurora, but will he be able to lead them towards a game to win, looking for a sweep against Fnatic?
And off the draft alone, it's a great draft. Bruno Diggy here to deal with a lot of the, obviously, crowd control that's going to be thrown at them. We'll see if it's enough, though. Kirk's going to take quite a bit of damage himself here. Could be a first blood. Flicker comes in, too. Demon Kite will be able to get away from that. So Brusco a little bit too late to the party, and now Edward taking the brunt of the damage. This could just be a revenge kill here. Edward, is he going to be able to gallop on away? No, he gets clawed down by King Kong.
That was enough time bought here for the side of Aurora, because right now, Renegade, you know this strategy. Whenever you're up against a Diggy, just expect the Diggy to stay in the gold lane. Make sure that Doming has a good time. And even without the Diggy, Bruno is one of those marksmen that can really be self-sufficient. Doesn't need a lot of support coming in from your teammates. But with this Diggy, you can actually say that Doming's really gonna dominate if ever Brusco doesn't catch these two teams off guard.
That's the thing, if you recall here, this first turtle is going to be secured easily here for Fnatic Onic, but...
So does that mean they're going to win?
I don't know. How the last game went, man.
It's now 12 of 17, Naisu.
It's a coin flip.
It's a coin flip still. Okay.
But Domang on the Bruno, when he played in his first season, this was a hero that he brought out, and I can't remember exactly if that was what gave him the Domang Nation call, at least on the English desk. Before, hold on, final slash into an implosion. Wow, Domang, as I was just talking about him, gets decimated out of here.
Okay, so this time a Fnatic Onic, their main agenda is really to provide a vision for their damage dealers. Again, as much as possible, you want to go and gank those lanes that Renegade isn't present, or at least Renegade is a couple blocks away. And in that case, they were able to get Doming. They forced out the flicker, that's okay for their side. But this is what you want if you're going up against Doming. That is the most patient, one of the most patient gold laners in the whole tournament now. And if you want to beat out his patience, his micro mechanics, his macro mechanics, you have to give him a hard time early on in the game.
And like you said, do it when Renegade's not there. And that's part of it too, because obviously carries can have a little bit of a tougher time, at least especially in the early game, dealing with this pressure that a Bruno can put. But if you don't have the Time's Journey there to help you escape some of that crowd control like we talked about in the beginning of the game, Domang could find himself in a pretty tough situation. So that's why he's so aggressive, obviously knowing that Renegade's around the corner here. But I wonder if they'll keep that aggression in check.
Yeah, that's actually like you're actually giving an idea to Fnatic Onic. If Doming's overextending, you know Renegade's in the rushes. You know Diggy's ready to expend that Time's Journey, ready to support Doming here. And again, they're trying to gank Doming here, wanting to go for a Tower 1 takedown.
They want to full send this top lane. Get as much gold as they can. They do just that. Fnatic Onic now in position to go ahead and start at the turtle. 2 Super Prince will stay up the front. Trying to get Renegade, won't get it. Pops the Black Shoes. Demon Kite too. Edward there. They could actually still contest this Renegade goes back to base. They try to slow it down, it looks like. But Fnatic Onic will go ahead and start this turtle up. It's half health here. What do they do? Edward's going to jump in, gets final slashed out. King Kong will get the turtle. And now it's just Edward at the front of the side. He has to try to get out of here. UA even gets out. There's the Time's Journey. And they will just disengage from the fight.
Okay, so good sign for Fnatic Onic. Their over-aggressive play of a 5-man rotation onto the top lane, 4-man rather, resulted into a tower takedown plus the turtle. So far they have 2 turtles to their name and a 2.2k gold lead. And it looks like Aurora, they can't seem to find any trades.
This is a much better early game, I would say. Obviously, this time around for Fnatic Onic, getting kind of this little bit of a lead that they already have. 2,000 gold is no joke, plus the 2 turtles. So if they continue on, let's say they get the 3rd one, then Aurora, it's kind of like, when does our lineup get online? When are we actually able to do some of these team fights in our favor? And that might be the struggle for them, especially the fact that they're going against all this. Look at that, Super Prince. For the front side, will pop the black shoes, but they force back Aurora off that tier 1 in the bottom lane.
And now looking to get tier 1 bottom lane turret here. So far, objectives are controlled by Fnatic Onic, moving as one. You'd expect Aurora to group up. Again, they have a Diggy, they have a support type roamer, but in this case, Fnatic's the one grouping up.
Oh, look at Kirk. He's waiting patiently for that final slash too, in between the turrets. Will get spotted out, won't be able to get it, but they get, some of the damage there on that mid lane turret. And it's weird, man, because Aurora's lineup, like, they're just getting outpaced and outmaneuvered.
Yeah, even if they have the high loss. But again, if you reach the mid-power spike of the Hylos, wherein he gets tanky already, looking at the items, still no core item yet. He has the Elegant Gem. I think he's not going to build the, what do you call the Lollipop, the Clock of Destiny, or gonna resort instead to a Thunderbelt. And once Hylos gets a Thunderbelt, they're good to go. Like, he can go for the backline.
There, he picked it up just now.
Picked it up. Okay, so it's a good sign for Aurora. He can actually zone out the members, the damage dealers of Fnatic Onic this time. But we'll see how it pans out for Aurora.
The only thing that bothers me about that is if we're talking about, like, Thunderbelt for the Hylos, like, he can still, and we saw it earlier on, like, he could still be the front line and then get shredded down eventually, especially when Kelra locks in those items. And so, when you're thinking about timings here, there's the golden staff now for Kelra. Aurora's lineup, like, they've struggled in obviously the early portion of the game. They might lose this 3rd turtle too. Still keeping 2 members on the top side. Fnatic Onic will start this turtle up.
Yeah, as much as possible, you'd really want to win the early game part of this game, especially for Aurora. But look at the delay. They are causing Demon Kite here. Final slash onto the purple buff, plus securing the turtle. So right now, Demon Kite's really, really having a hard time.
It's having a hard time.
Oh!
Brusco gonna get juked down a little bit. Demon Kite will go in, won't get his purple though. Not able to get the buff, so great distraction from Fnatic Onic. They get the 3rd turtle. They put the pressure on the buff, and they get that too.
Okay, go signal here coming in from Edward. Glorious Pathway will be casted, but they're not going to catch anyone from Fnatic Onic as they bring down another turret in the bottom lane.
I hate to say it, man, but Aurora, it just looks like they're running out of options here. And it looks like they're just not in sync. There's something happening with this lineup that they brought to the table that's just not clicking with what their original game plan was coming into this game, too.
The hard part for Aurora is that they can't expect any aggressive plays coming in from Renegade, because Renegade needs to play passive. He needs to be able to cast that Time's Journey right on time, especially if the implosion is there. So the initiations will mainly come from Edward or even Yue, which so far is hard for them, because even if Edward manages to go for the backline, the damage, as you mentioned, coming in from Kelra and King Kong is there.
Yeah. It's going to get to a point where, like, I always like to say this with the gold laners, and Kelra's having that. He's having the gold lane experience. Domeng was able to put at least that turret down top side, but Kelra's just farming out of his mind. King Kong also picking up a Thunderbelt at this point. And that's why they continue to assault these turrets. They'll knock it down a little bit, get about half the health down in the turrets, and then just kind of rotate together. And, so far that's unanswered. Yeah, playing like a family at this point.
Playing like a family, 5-man rotation after 5-man rotation. Concealed from Brusco.
Seal once again.
Can be casted here. He has the flicker in how many seconds? 20 seconds. But I'd like to point out that Fnatic Onic, in the hands of Super Prince, they have the Lilia. So even if Aurora manages to extend the game into the late game, they're gonna have a hard time beating down Fnatic Onic. We've seen this during game number 1 with our game MVP Yue, using the Lilia with a spectacular defense of a lifetime, resorting to a mid lane push for Aurora.
Really tough too, because as you were just pointing it out, Super Prince picks up the Ice Queen wand. That's going to be tough. Fear already takes a couple shots from Demon Kite, trying to get the black shoes on, but he's very disciplined. Won't pop it just yet. Brusco also half health. There's the glorious pathway. They're going to fight for the Lord here. Demon Kite has the shadow kill, but Super Prince will secure the Lord for them. And now still collapsing down. Kirk's going to be taken out. Super Prince already popped in. Domeng flickers in aggressively and will pick up the kill as 3 are down for Fnatic Onic Philippines, but the Lord already secured for them as well.
In that situation, Aurora's happy. They were able to pick off 3 members, evade potential deaths. They lost the Lord, but with the situation, they're easily going to burst down that Lord.
Do you think that was worth it?
For me, it was, because instead of just letting go of the Lord for Fnatic Onic, you at least have a chance of not letting your inhibitor turrets be taken down. And with the lead Fnatic Onic established, rest assured, you can really expect Fnatic to burst down at least an inhibitor if that clash didn't happen.
At this point, especially after what we saw from game 1, even with that lead that we saw earlier, anything can happen with these two teams. They're going to deal with the Lord really quickly, so Aurora clearing out the lanes, trying to keep up as many turrets as they can, but still the pressure here in the mid lane. Course pathway going to be dropped down. The final slash to take Edward out of the picture. Domeng! Kelra will be able to pick up a kill, and now the damage is there as they look for more in the mid lane. A double for Kelra. And they're going to get the tier 2 turret. And now to look for these holy shields on the base turrets.
Gold Standard once again flexing against the next standard as he takes him down. Plus the inhibitor turret's going to fall down here for Fnatic Onic.
Oh, man.
The base is open. Look at Brusco!
Brusco jumps in and he just gives the call. Focus on the base turret. We want a game 3. And they'll do just that as Fnatic Onic Philippines